Things did not look good for the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 1 against the Lakers, and they did not look good in the first half of Game 2 against the Sacramento Kings. Not only was their elite defense struggling, but more importantly, they were unable to generate any sort of functional offense as well. But then we saw that really exciting second half of Game 2, and that should give Timberwolves fans some hope that their team's offense is going to be better going forward. There was more ball movement, more player movement, and more intention with their offensive actions, and more importantly, the offense flowed through both Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle, and it looked great when doing so. That's something we just did not see on opening night, and it's really encouraging that we're already seeing some semblance of cohesive offense in Game 2. And with Randle, it's not always going to be that liquid basketball that we all enjoy watching. We're going to see slow action starting in a post-up like this a lot, but when Conley slices through on that 45, he actually leads De'Aaron Fox into a double team, and that's exactly what the Wolves want in order to collapse the defense and open up Conley in the corner, with Gobert setting that little exit screen here to keep him open. There's some downsides to a ball stopper like Randle, but there's no denying how impactful it can be when he gets a defense to fold in on itself like this. We're going to see shooters standing in space, and if Randle can spray those passes to them, even that slower offense is going to create good looks. In the modern NBA, offense is all about creating advantages and then taking those advantages. When Randle is in the post, he's going to draw defenders toward him, create those advantages through that, and then find those shooters who hopefully capitalize on those advantages. It's been an up and down start to Randle's Wolves career, but we saw him initiate that effective offense in this game. What needs to happen though is that he fuses it with some smoother and more motion heavy offense as well. Here you see them flowing into pick and roll, and I love the way that Ant engages Murray here so that Murray can't scoot in to tag Randle's roll, and then it's just a slick pass from DiVincenzo and a good finish from Randle. And then you get possessions like this where they're running some weave action with Randle as the playmaking hub. DiVincenzo curls into this pin down, and then Edwards curls back up off the handoff and straight into a movement 3. That's what you're getting from Randle, and it looks a lot nicer when it's combining with Edwards as well. Because really this whole thing is about Edwards and his growth as an offensive engine, and I do think we saw some of that growth in this game. We don't always see Edwards coming off a ball screen and escaping the trapping defense and still be able to punish that defense by finding Gobert on the roll. That collapses the defense, and again it's helping Randle find good looks as well off Gobert's short roll passing. And then Edwards can pivot off that and expose the defense when they shift over early to take away the roller by whipping that skip pass over the top to the open corner shooter. That's the same kind of play with different results, and it's the kind of game management that we love to see out of Edwards in a tight game against a good team like the Kings. I mean, look at how he's directing traffic here. He's telling his teammates to go into this little twirl action that gets Naz Reid into space and these two defenders onto the ball, and then he gets off it, forces the defense into rotation, and they find the open man and knock down that wing 3. I think Edwards has struggled a bit when he needs to conduct offense in the past, but this felt like a nice step forward. Again, he's calling that same play here. This time the defense is onto it, but he shifts the paradigm and pulls up for that deep triple himself. Being able to weaponize Ant as a scorer, but also as an all-round offensive engine, really is the next step for the Wolves. On this next possession, he calls Conley up from the corner. He uses the defense trying to pre-prepare for that ball screen to his advantage by rejecting it and punishing Fox for sitting deep in this gap. DiVincenzo drives the seam, Randle dips in here to create more space for Naz Reid to drift into, and that same action turns into another open shot, all created by Edwards and his willingness to get off the ball. So whether it's channeled through Randle, through Ant, or both of them mingling together. I think the Wolves laid down some really nice offensive tape in this game, especially in the second half, and after such an awful performance on opening night, we can definitely see the bones of a more high-powered offense and a more effective offense coming out of Game 2. Things certainly aren't perfect yet on either side of the ball, and that's to be expected for a team who just had some major surgery right before training camp, but this is a step forward and a pretty encouraging one at that. Thanks for watching Howls and Growls. Please subscribe for more.